Hello, Max audience. I'm Matt Goodall. He's coming back shit.
Yeah, get it out. That's the way to start it.
That's it. Welcome.
That's energy. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Matt.
Welcome back, Mac.
The Unmuted Man.
Wow.
Matt was the first guest on the Unmuted Man.
Yep.
The equipment was slightly worse when we first recorded, so it's an absolute pleasure to have you back.
It's a privilege to be back.
Good.
A lot's happened since we did the last little podcast.
So for anyone who's new around here, the concept is as follows. Matt has brought with him 3 songs, and with those 3 songs, 3 stories as to what it is that makes it one of his favourite songs. So, Matt, what is the first song you got to bring into the car journey?
the first song is Lick a Lip Loaded Gun by Sticky Fingers.
Okay.
Have you heard that song before?
No, but it's quite a tongue twister.
It is a bit of a tongue
What
twister.
is it?
Lick a Lip Loaded Gun.
Lick a Lip Loaded Gun.
I reckon you might like this
By
one.
Sticky Fingers.
By Sticky Fingers.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Sticky Fingers
I
before?
have, because I have a friend who's like this huge fangirl of them. But I don't know. They're Aussie?
Aussie band,
And
yes.
they're like kind of crazy, a little bit.
I think so. I mean, I don't know them like too well on a
I feel like
on
she
that
camped
level.
with them at a festival, something. Anyway.
I've heard some things. This song was pretty significant for me when I was traveling in a van. So I took a little hiatus, a little sabbatical from my life, really, to put into my life. This was after I got back from Peru and did ayahuasca. That just kind of shifted a lot for me at once, and it was pretty hard to handle, I'd say. And so I felt like I just needed to remove myself from the world, so to speak, and just go off on my own. And this was a song that kind of carried me through that experience. I feel like it really, even the lyrics kind of touched on how I was feeling at the time. The actual musicality of it, I feel like, touched on the emotion that I was feeling at the time. Quite unknowing of like what was going on, like in a good way, in the sense that like I felt like before that moment I had more conclusions and more preconceptions about who I thought I was and what I was doing in this world. And when that got inevitably ripped away by doing ayahuasca, I was left without much scaffolding, and so it left me in a place where I didn't know who I was, and it blew me away. And this song carried me through those feelings, and that whole experience going in a van really gave me space to, I guess, even just be okay with not knowing, and not trying to rush to know quickly just to give myself some sense of security and certainty. I really wanted to try and feel secure in that insecurity.
I was just curious, when you were saying that, it made me realise like when something really shifted for me, all I wanted to do was isolate and go into like what they call like monk mode.
Yes.
And I've not really thought about that before. I wonder if that's like a common thing, is that people, once they have these big shift in them, they're like, okay, I need to go away and process by myself.
100%.
Like there's like this you're drawn towards isolating.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like it's a pretty common motif in, I would say the age where that happens is typically early 20s, somewhere in there. Most people, whether they act on it or not, have a drive to remove themselves from the clutches of the people around them, the situations around them. Yeah, their own psychology and ego. I feel like it's a pretty crucial step to make to individualize a bit more, because when you're growing up, you're just helplessly bound up by your circumstances, and you just take on things that aren't necessarily you, and you can't pass out what's me, what's been put there by someone else. Do I want that there? Maybe I do, maybe I don't, but I feel like that space is pretty necessary to at least delineate what you put there and what other people put there. So yeah, and I feel like that did that for me. Did it do it for you?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
I also, when you said delineate, it's like one
You
of those
couldn't defend.
dichotomy words. I was like, oh my god.
You're so easy to please.
I'm going
I
to
love
use that for the next 6 months. I am. It's terrible, really. But yeah.
All right, so this is Lick a Lip Loaded Gun by Sticky Fingers.
Lick a Lip Loaded Gun by Sticky Fingers.
I could disappear, so you would never see me in this mess I get in. However hard I try, keep on stumbling still. Once in a while, I'll show you who I am. When I can now open up the ocean, jump on in. The masters of the coastlines beckoning. Unfold my only life as sink or swim through the everlasting worlds begin. In the nightlight when I was searching, it took me 3 years and ago. I was blinded by the stars that hid a gentle little world. The rocks turned into water, and what was clear become a blur. It was good, but the bad got worse. The sinking ship.
Dude, yeah, it's a bit of a journey, hey.
Well, yeah. Do you know, like, have you watched the film Skyfall?
Yes.
The Bond film? You know where he gets shot off the train and then he falls into the ocean and it's the introduction
Yes.
theme to the film.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like sinking down in the ocean. I had like this picture of like somebody doing that, like falling. And then I heard the lyrics like something like falling into
Open up the ocean.
Yeah.
jump
Yeah.
on
And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it like aligned so nicely.
Yeah, yeah. One of the first songs that I'd ever recorded myself singing and put out there was this one. And it was on my trip that I was doing in the van, and I just drove out in the middle of a desert pretty much, this like red cracked earth. And yeah, just one of the first songs that I'd ever recorded myself singing and put out there was this one. And it was on my trip that I was doing in the van, and I just drove out in the middle of a desert pretty much, this like red cracked earth. And yeah, just sung my heart out, and it was it was so it kind of set in motion some of the things I'm doing now, or some of my aspirations musically. And yeah, I just feel like it's so nostalgic for me. Every time I hear it, I just have the same sense of like, oh god, there's a lot of purpose in doing that sort of thing for yourself, like taking a sabbatical, just removing yourself from all of your past and all your surroundings, really, and seeing who you are, you know, on a pretty existential level. However cliche that sounds, it's like that's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Yeah, I loved that, like, there's like this, not build up a tension, but there's like the bass line and it's all very kind of almost heavy, and then there's a real softness where it's just the vocals.
Yeah.
Like that contrast of, that just makes the vocals so powerful when there's no oh my god. Yeah, it makes the vocals like so powerful when there's nothing.
Yes. Yes.
And then there's like this heaviness coming in. It's like,
Yeah, and then I feel like when the drums set in motion, I get a sense of like the beginning of a journey. Like that's when motion starts, and that's when the quest begins. And it's just it just surprises me every time the power the power of music, really, to get you there, to get you to those places. I mean, it's just sounds, isn't it? There's a range of sounds. Like
yeah, it's fascinating that like it feels so true.
What you were saying about the ocean, like the fact that you were feeling that and then the lyrics came and validated that.
Yeah,
I feel like it's a perfect
bizarre.
example of what I'm talking about. Of like, he just gives you a sense of something, and he had the same sense, obviously, that you did.
Yeah, and that's when I heard the lyric, I was like, wow, like I wonder if subconsciously I'd heard that lyric already in the song, and so I was thinking of an ocean, or whether the sound sounded like an ocean.
Yeah.
And that whole thing happening.
But I've found that with making music, that you play something and you listen to it, and by listening to it, it kind of, without getting too woo, it kind of tells you what it wants. It tells you what to accompany it with, or what the lyrics. If you're good at listening, which is, sometimes it's hard with all the noise in your brain to really get to that zone where you can hear what it's telling you. But I feel like that's a prime example of what I'm talking about. Of like you and him obviously had that same sense of
basically, I could have written that song.
That's what we're getting at.
Yeah,
here.
And I probably will.
Yeah.
I think it'd be slightly
You could rip it off
better,
a little bit.
but yeah.
Just copy paste.
Yeah. The guitar string noise, we talked about it last time. You love that shit. The fucking, where they're, you can hear like the rawness in the string.
Did we talk about that? Yeah, no, I like
I
that.
can't remember what it's called, but it was in that quite a lot as well.
You mean just what do you mean? Like the noises between when he's playing the guitar?
Yeah, where you can hear his finger like going up and down the string, and it's like
just
it's
the
not
rawness.
manufactured. And,
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. No, I love hearing that in music. The less robotic it feels, the better. Which is, again, adding those, I feel like we did talk about this, now it's ringing a bell, the imperfections.
Yeah. I think it was in
Hideaway. Yes, yeah, you're right.
And as well, like, there's a real pain behind his voice as he's singing. Do you think that when you were in that isolation, like, it was easier to connect to that kind of singing, where it's like coming from a painful place for him as well?
I think so. Yeah. It's, I'm sure you've had this talked about on these episodes, but when a song catches you at the right time, it really can create this resonance, which is hard to, maybe if I didn't hear it at that time, it wouldn't have hit, or I wouldn't even be listening to it. I think it was just because it's a great song, but something specific about the moment that I listened to it, was that it just at least helped me experience that pain. When an artist is vulnerable like that, you have the permission and the freedom to go on that with them. Which I've, as a sort of separate point, which is I feel like the value of art and an artist is that vulnerability to give that to someone. Whether it's a joyful song, whether it's a sad song, it doesn't really matter, but to feel it fully it's not easy. It's not easy to do because it really exposes you in big ways. But yeah, so that held that for me, that song.
And you said it's like a journey song, which is exactly how I felt, especially with like the drum and beats. Like it felt like that. And do you feel like it's like you were saying there? What came up for me was when an artist released something really vulnerable. It's like this idea of like a collective struggle of humanity to go through pain together, and giving people that license to experience whatever they need to experience through the song with them. And it's like a shared experience as opposed to, like, I guess if you're isolating in that moment and you're feeling this pain. And maybe it's quite nice for you to connect to somebody else's pain because then it feels like human.
I agree.
To be in that collective struggle.
I agree. Yeah, you're not on your own. This is, it just gives you that. Company maybe is kind of what you're getting at, right? It's like someone to go through it with. Totally.
And what is a lick-a-lip
loaded gun?
Lick-a-lip loaded gun. What is a lick-a-lip loaded gun?
To this day, don't know. We could look it up. Might be interesting, but I don't know what that.
Or we could pretend we
means.
know what it is and make it something really existential and like.
Well, lick-a-lip loaded gun. I feel like it's instability. Like it's a gun that's.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like a.
Could go off at any time.
Yeah, like because he's talking about what are the first lyrics? I wish I could disappear, so you would never see me in this mess I get in. I feel like it's like it's something unsteady and you're trying to get control of it. So it could be that was his energy. It's just like this lick-a-lip loaded gun that's just uncontrollable and it could blast off at any moment. And maybe that's my first read on it. But But that's my best guess.
Did you feel like you were in a mess during that period of time? Was there like a shame in people seeing you in that isolation? Do you think that's why you isolated more?
There's probably some shame. I think it's because I couldn't. I felt separated from who I was and who I was becoming, and I couldn't quite articulate that at the time. So it was very precious, that growth. It was very delicate in the sense that, you know, if I met someone that I've known for years, they'll just treat me how they've been treating me my whole life. And so that change doesn't have room to really get legs and grow roots, so to speak. So I feel like it was out of necessity of that it was, at that time, it was very raw and delicate. And when I tried to express those things to people around me, I couldn't articulate myself well about what was going on, because I didn't know, and I just didn't have the words to really describe it. So it felt necessary for me to protect it at that moment. Not that anyone would have a malicious intent. People can't help but kind of just treat you how they know you to be. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it didn't, that'd be cool as well.
Yeah. Sticky Fingers is pretty good. Like, they got a lot of good songs, so I would definitely recommend going down the rabbit hole.
I'm pretty pretentious when it comes to Aussie artists.
Yeah.
I very easily write someone off. You know,
Yes.
which is bad, but
Yeah.
it's because I see how much Aussies love that artist, and I haven't heard of them before. I'm like, maybe it's because they're from Australia, but I don't know why I do that.
Yeah.
It's silly, but yeah, I loved that song.
Yeah,
I loved
great.
it. Like, it really helped. Like I said, I could really visualize what was going on, what potentially he was trying to convey. Like, it felt like he painted the picture perfectly.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, what is
Yes.
the second song you are bringing onto the car
Second
journey?
song, Mac, is 20 Good Reasons by Thirsty Merc.
Okay.
Another Aussie.
Oh, for fuck's sake, get out!
Gotta pay homage to my culture.
Yeah.
No, it's
Said that at worst time.
yeah, I was just like, I had it in my head. I was like, oh shit. Yeah. So this is an Aussie artist. I'm actually going to play not the original version. This is quite an old song. I think released in 2007, somewhere around there. But he did a acoustic remake of it, which is something that I recently fell back in love with. Kind of him as a person, as an artist, in a different way, you know. I feel like this song in particular has meant different things through my life. As a kid, I feel like it was an anthem for a bit of heartbreak, an anthem for being a deep and brooding teenager, you know, those sort of feelings of like, I'm different, something's unique about me, those sort of feelings that probably every teenager has. I feel like this song sat there in that part of my life, and I remember the way I would get songs on my phone, just because I had a little Nokia flip phone, would be to record on the Nokia someone else's phone playing the song just so I could have it.
No
and I'd walk to school with that like shitty recording of that song. And I just put it up to my ear. But I used to walk to school just with that, just banging on a few Thirsty Merc songs.
Sick.
And so in my adult life, it's taken a bit of a different form. I think just because I'm a different person now, but I think the actual cover that he did of himself, the remake of the song, just gave it a different flavour to it, and it's something that I gig with often, this song. And I feel like right now it brings up a lot for Graham. Like, it's a little bit of a song. Well, the chorus is, tell me why should I let you go, give me 20 good reasons I need to know. It's sort of, for right now, when I sing that song especially, and when I hear it, it kind of gives me permission to lament about his death, which I don't typically do. I think like him in a lot of ways, and I can be quite pragmatic with, look, that's happened. I need to just accept it for what it is and try and move on as gracefully and with him as I can. But specifically those words, like, give me 20 good reasons. I feel like that's like, give me a reason why I should accept this, you know? Give me some justification, please, to why I need to just now accept that this is going to be a part of my life, which I don't typically do, but it's at least nice to have a bit of permission to feel that. And so the song, it brings up that for me right now. Yeah.
So it kind of like, is there like anger there with what's happened with Gray? Is it like, when you're saying these like 20 reasons, like give me 20 reasons, it's like you can't how are you justifying this?
Yeah. I don't know if it's anger. I don't know, man. It's hard to describe. It's not anger. It's I was about to say frustration. It's not even frustration. It's just being able, I guess, to not let it go. It's a bit of a strange thing to say, but having permission to just hold on to it a bit longer. So it's not anger, it's not like bitterness, it's not any sort of regret, but a sense of just like, God, I wish he was here right now, like that sort of sense. Like I really wish I had him still. Yeah, that's it. Sick.
I'm gonna have to pull over something.
It's alright. It's alright.
You sure?
Yeah, bro. Okay, just get us. Yeah, I know I'm crying, but I love any excuse to talk about and connect. So it's not like don't feel the need to change anything and just kind of.
No, I don't feel any necessity to like fix you in any way. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah.
I find myself talking about Gray like all the time.
Yeah.
I feel a bit weird about that because I fucking like met him a handful of times.
Yeah.
But, man, he just had such a profound impact on my life, and so I like and Chris obviously came to the retreat, and I couldn't believe that he came because I was like,
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, knowing what the circumstance of Gray passing recently, and for Chris to then come and like be that courageous in that space, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like I'm having Chris on, I haven't told him yet, I hope he wants to come on, but I'd love to discuss his songs with him just because like I just seeing that much courage was mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
And it helped me really understand my own courage.
Yeah.
To explore all of that. But
Yeah, I'm glad you got to have a bit of time with him and get a sense of who he was. And that you gave him a bit of a platform to express himself. I know a lot of people who felt touched by that and wouldn't have had that if you didn't have a platform to put him on. So if this is what it's all about, then that is
like it's crazy that I started going down a route of thinking like how many views has it made or whatever, I know that like that episode has changed people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been told that by several people, and no doubt because like Gray, his wisdom is life changing.
It is.
It's changed my life. It's changed the people I've spoken to about what he said.
Yeah.
And so that's why I do it. Like, that's why I do it, and it's just
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. It's and it's underrated sometimes. Maybe if it's like 3 people, that you've touched, who knows? But it could be deep enough to affect change through them, through other people. You just never know the knock-on effect something can have.
Yeah.
Which just goes to show, it's like that's that's successful in its own right. Like having the ability to bring that to people, bring someone like him, you know, to people.
Yeah, what a gift.
Yeah.
Like I mean that all of that happened because I was living my like most aligned expression, which is what Gray talks about in that episode.
Yeah.
But that coming to that situation, being at your games night, meeting Gray, being so touched by what he said, making the decision to ask him to come on the podcast with all that anxiety that I was holding about taking his time and everything that like transpired because of that whole experience, and then I met Keisha through all of that, you know, like
Yes.
that was because of exactly what Gray was discussing, is that the ego shatters and through it there's this light of what actually matters.
Yeah.
And that rhymed, by the way. And so yeah, just in that I realized, like, I just felt taken on this journey of energy, and so fortunate to fucking meet Gray.
Yeah.
In all of that, in the prime moment of transformation for me.
Yeah.
And to then just be fully inspired by him, and that's why now, like I realized on the retreat, or was it on the retreat or no? I listened to the episode of mine and Gray's on the way to Blazing Swan Festival last weekend.
Oh yeah.
And I just like listened to it again. I was like, it's so good. And then at the end of it, like I sobbed and I realized, like, I've not grieved the fact that I didn't get the opportunity to develop a relationship with him, and like actually I'm really fucking devastated about that. Because there's kind of like there's conversations where, and I'm sure you must feel this 10 gazillion fold, where there just is nobody else who could hold that kind of conversation in as beautiful of a way as he did, or unique a way, and mind expanding, and he just had he was just on the fucking money.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
like,
he's such a unique individual, and he was like that since birth.
Yeah.
Honestly, like he really came out like that, and I was lucky enough to live through all of his evolutions, you know, as a person, and he went through many. He honestly he did, and so to have that context behind seeing who he actualized into, just made it all that more profound. So yeah. I am grateful that you got at least a sliver of who he was, and got to just soak in a little bit of the ambience of his energy at the time, because honestly, like prior to him, you know, showing his illness, he was the best I'd ever seen him. He was at his peak in terms of his clarity, in terms of his presence, in terms of his just grace with people. Like I was in awe of him, and I think a lot of people were. I know a lot of people were. People have told me. So yeah, I guess just back to the song. Like right now, this is kind of what it means to me, especially when I sing it. But I feel like that's the good thing about this song for me, is that, and I feel like good songs do this. They, especially with the lyrics, they keep the lyrics open enough so it can fit.
I was thinking
in
about
different
this morning.
parts. Well, yeah.
Literally in the shower this morning to the Harry Styles song I played earlier.
Mhm.
Thinking, I wonder if he wrote this because he thought it was going to connect with me in this way. And I was like, no, it's just actually really open.
Yeah.
It's a great skill in
It is
storytelling.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, to keep it open enough to let the
Not advising, but
Exactly.
giving people the opportunity
yeah,
to...
kind of exactly what we
Yeah.
were talking about this morning about
Yeah.
imposing. Yeah. Do you want me to put it on?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sticky fingers. So I'll put
Do you
on
want
the.
water?
Yes, please. I'll put on the.
There's a shop round the corner. Asshole.
So I'm not going to play the original. I guess I
Please
could,
do.
but the one that has been reimagined as the one that's kind of brought a bit more life to it recently.
Just
so.
before you do that, why do you think there's like a rawness to the acoustic version that maybe taps into something deeper for you? Like, what is it about the fact?
I think
it's
so.
acoustic?
I think so. Maybe it just divorces the context I had with it as a kid a little bit more, and like because I'm a piano player and singer, I guess I can more readily put myself in that position. I've got a lot of connotations to it, the original, from when I was a kid. So it just evokes a bit of a different emotion, I suppose. All right, this is 20 Good Reasons by Thirsty Merc.
One sec. Thirsty Merc is a great name.
Thirsty Merc, yeah. Again, a lot of good songs by this guy.
Shame they're Australian.
Should I get out?
They said love hurts. I wrote that book. I climbed that wall. I had one look, but you just came around to say hello. The streets were filled with guilty hearts, and here was I right from the start, and I lost everything when I lost you. So tell me why should I let you go? Give me 20 good reasons. I need to know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. At that point,
Yeah, I really love the lyrics to that. I mean, the guy's just an amazing musician unto himself.
There was no sky, there was no rain.
Just, yeah, really resonate with the lyrics. And they just put me places.
Your sweet face.
And I feel like it's part of the way he writes specifically, as we were saying, like keeping things open.
Life is life and things will change.
Yeah, I felt pretty emotional as well. Like I was just reflecting on how amazing of a tool that is for you to like feel what you're feeling through the process of losing Graham.
Yeah.
And yeah, I loved like just hearing where he was going with the piano.
Yeah.
There was like an interlude in the middle, towards the end.
Tell me why should I let you go?
Yeah, again, another band, or just guy in general, like he is obviously just him there, that I'd delve into.
Give me 20 good reasons.
Because, he's just an amazing songwriter, I feel.
I need to know.
Yeah, such a talent, man, such a talent. But yeah, and it's such a powerful one to sing and do a set with. You know, really, and I made like a little music video doing this, and I really took my time. But yeah, I love that song. And it's, as I say, it's kind of permeated at different points in my life. Once as a kid, and it meant something, and now as an adult. Even before Graham passed, like it had a different meaning. And now for Gray, it's got that. So I love that fluidity a song can have. Again, like we're talking, it hits you at different moments. And it resonates with you in a completely different way. And I just think that's such a beautiful thing, quality that music has. Thus is my second song.
But life is life and things will change, like scenes upon an actor's stage. Tomorrow comes today, for all we know. So tell me why should I let you go? Give me 20 good reasons. I Give me 20 good reasons. Give me 20 good reasons. Give me 20 good reasons to let you go. Thank you.
Last thing I want to say, Thirsty Merc. Didn't strike me as a Thirsty Merc tune. It's pretty like
the
I was
artist,
picturing this like, fuck yeah, like, you know? Yeah.
Imagine that, like, after I've told you, like, what I related
it's just
to.
like heavy metal.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm just, like, slowly just kind of soaking it in. Give me 20 good reasons. Yeah.
All right. I'm slightly concerned for time,
Yep.
as in time on the charge, which kind of sucks. So let's go third song.
Third song.
Matt, what is the third song you are bringing into the car journey today?
Sorry, I thought you finished your sentence. Mac, the third song that I'm bringing onto this journey is another one by Jacob Collier. He doesn't perform in this song. He wrote it, but this is quite different from the other two songs. It's a completely choral piece, so it's just this amazing, incredible choir that sings this, and it's a big song for me. Like I'm for whatever reason in a bit of an emotional space today, but this song, really brings up. I feel, to me, the way I resonate with it, it's a very spiritual song. Like, in terms of just, I mean, the lyrics themselves are quite simple, but really profound in the way that he delivers them. And I thought about this in terms of conversation, and I guess just who we are as people. Like, we can have all these little quotes and these little quips that we bring out, either to make ourselves look smart, or even if they're true, like, we'll say them, and if there's no lived experience behind them, they fall flat, and then they don't reach the other person as much. I can say that just from me doing that, and then receiving information from someone who does that. And it just, I guess, to relate to this song, it just went to show me that a lot of, I guess, words have power in how you're presenting them and how you fit with those words. Have you just heard them from someone else and you think, oh, that looks really smart, I might just include that in my little repertoire of things to say? Or is it grounded in just real, raw experience, and that's where you speak from? So I think in that way, they're very profound. This was a pretty recent release by him in 2025, but the moment it really resonated for me was after that night that we both went to with Gray, that on his birthday. Yeah, on the 1st of December. So I was driving back and this song came on, and it again just hit me in a way I couldn't fully understand, but it allowed me to go through that, I guess, because it was a very intense night for everyone there in, the best and worst possible ways, I suppose. I think a very important evening, just, I guess, to give people a bit of context. Like, so my brother this was a month before he passed, and so he was really cognitively okay pretty much until the last couple of days before he passed. So he was, but he had a massive belly from the tumor that he had, and at that point we knew that he was going to pass pretty much. So it was his birthday on December 1st, and so we held a gathering with our closest friends, and Mac was there as well, and we wrote a letter to him each and just expressed who he was to each of us. And yeah, so this song was off the back of that night. Yeah.
If I could just add, like, it was a profound experience for me that evening. I think it was for probably everyone there.
Yeah.
Because I think what was established was that, or acknowledged, was that it's very rare, if ever, that you get the opportunity to essentially grieve with the person who's passing.
Yeah.
And Gray, because of how fucking remarkable he is, gave people that opportunity because he wanted people to, I think, have that.
Yeah.
And even through all that pain, he came up and he walked up the stairs, and we were all like, it was all tense. We didn't know how it was going to be. You know, like,
Yeah.
Because, well, I mean, I can speak for myself, but I didn't know whether he was going to really hobble in, and he kind of started to. And then he went into like this boxing thing, like Rocky, and it was fucking brilliant.
And he, at that point, he really had little energy. And
Yeah,
he still
after
put
that
up
he
a
was
little
cooked.
show.
He was like, he had to sit down
He
for
had to
5
sit
hours
down.
after
Yeah.
that.
I really took out energy. That was kind of just
Yeah.
where he was at that
Yeah,
moment.
yeah.
But he still found a little bit of, a little bit of jest in there, and yeah. And so I'm glad you got something from that night as well. I think, as you say, I think everyone did there, and that is a privilege to have that space while someone's alive. And I've honestly been trying to employ that, I guess, way of interaction in my day-to-day life. Not that I'm constantly aware of, okay, this person's mortal, so I'm going to treat them as such, but just to have a bit of sense of it's not inevitable, or it's not granted that I'm in this person's company. It's a gift.
It's a miracle.
gift. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad you were there as well, bro. It was a beautifully painful evening.
Yeah, and I was super grateful to have the opportunity to express to him just how much he touched my life. And I mean, I've been grateful for every interaction with him, but to be invited to that was, it was an honour. Like, it was. And it was, we sung, and it was beautiful.
Yeah,
it was painful.
It was. Yeah, well, there was the moment of obviously the letters and the circle. But then, we just brought the guitar out and we just had a little jam, and he did a little rap, which we've got on film.
Did the Mexican lady or something.
Yeah. So this song allowed me to process those emotions that night, and there's something about this song that's pretty transcendent for me. I can't say, obviously, for anyone else, but for me, it's almost spiritual in nature. So we'll see what you reckon. It's not like the other two songs, so it's completely in its own category.
Oh my god!
I could tell, man.
Jesus, these Aussie artists are fucking awful. Honestly.
All right, shall I?
Yes.
All right.
Let's.
World, Oh World by Jacob Collier. This is the song name.
Okay.
World, Oh World.
World, oh world.
And I guess my take on what he was trying to get across, this song it was the last song in his album, and it was his favourite song of the album. And to me, it was an ode to his soul, basically, for lack of a better word. And I think because he recognises how much his soul has carried him through his life. I know that's maybe a bit of a weird thing to say, but there's something that I see in him, and there's something that I think I can see in varying degrees with people. You can be in the lap of grace. I think more people, some people can be a little bit more, and some people a little bit less. But what that means to me is there is a force that if you sink into it, it can carry you through a lot.
The power of life.
Yeah.
I've just finished. I'm so glad you said this, because everyone I'm speaking to at the moment, I'm telling about the book that I just finished.
Okay.
Which is called The Surrender Experiment.
I haven't heard of it.
It's about a guy who is on this quest to silence the voice in his mind.
Mm-hmm.
And he thinks that he's going to be really fruitful through meditation. And then he gets to this kind of silent noise, and he's like, fuck, like I'm still feeling this almost like emptiness. And what he comes to realise is that actually, instead of trying to take control of everything, if he just surrenders control to his environment and allows this power of life to carry his way, that could be more fruitful. He ends up doing that and ends up becoming like the developer of WebMD, which is one of the biggest healthcare softwares in America, all through this really random course of events, purely by life's taking him, and him just not taking control of any of it. And I'm trying to implement that philosophy at the moment. It feels amazing.
It's a beautiful way of existing. I think, again, like with everything, there's a bit of balance between taking the reins of your life and then letting it go, but there's such a beauty in the process of letting go in that way. And to me, he's a prime example of, and you can see it in his music, you can see it in the way that he speaks, from my point of view, that he just has this unbridled openness about him, which just, he seems to, like, he's a busy guy in terms of what he does in his life, and he's not stressed, he's wobbling
curious.
with it, you know?
He's like the ultimate curious guy. Like,
That's it,
just constant, like, his face is just always lit up with, like, wonder.
Exactly.
And, like, world, oh world, I'm thinking is, like, this just acknowledgement of, like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, how amazing is this?
Yeah,
like, world,
exactly.
oh world. Like,
yeah. He talks about the world being his home. You know, to me, that just means that he's found home in everything. Like, he's found himself in everything. And then there's an ode to his soul, which to me is that energy, that grace that carries you through.
Yeah, I love the lap of grace.
Yeah. So here it is. This is World O World by Jacob Collier. a lot, no?
Wow. It's a lot left. Wow, that was euphoric.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty full-on song. He doesn't half-ass anything, that Jacob Collier.
That was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's pretty fucking epic. Obviously, you know, that's a pretty kind of niche sound, so it's not for everyone, but it really strikes chords, no pun intended, with me. Just harmonically, like what he's doing there. I mean, it's just I can't explain it, but it's beautiful. And the choir itself, sorry, is the left, but just take the next one. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the patience of it. Like, it was when it went high for the first time, it was like, wow, I was waiting for that. Like, it was that release of tension. And when it was saying that, obviously the last like verse is saying, when we meet, when we will
until we meet again. Yeah, goodbye.
I've kind of like pictured this like spirit transcending, you know, it's like the soul like leaving the body, and
yes,
it's like obviously the end of his album, the end of the chapter. It's almost like there is a death there, you know. It's finishing this story.
And this is just to give you a bit of context. Like, this is a quadruple album that he did. Yeah, he doesn't half-ass anything, that's for sure. So this is a 4-part album that's just jam-packed, and so this was the final song of that, and it feels like it. It feels like he's saying goodbye. You could see it as a goodbye to that chapter in his life. You know, obviously he spent a lot of time dedicated to making the album, touring the album, and I just think it was such a beautiful way to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it would be. I imagine people would use that for a funeral song. Like, I was picturing like that was quite a beautiful ending of something. And I don't listen to choral music whatsoever, but I love that. I absolutely love that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Three pretty different songs, huh? I gave today. I mean, a couple Aussies. I hope you don't mind, but
well, that's the last time I'll invite you in here, mate. Three very different songs. I expect nothing less though. Like, you have a very eclectic music taste, and I like that. I didn't know any of them. Thank you.
Yeah, I really appreciate having me on again, man. It's I'm so happy to see that it's you've set off on your journey, whether it's doing this specifically or DJing. I feel like they all feed each other. But I've been happy to see this blossom, and I hope to see a bit more of it. You know, it has the power to really affect people in positive ways. So I'm grateful to be here, bro, and I'm grateful to just see you again.
Yeah, thank you, dude. When I was thinking about wanting to restart it, I was thinking like, how am I going to be most energized to do that? And you were the person who came to mind, because I feel completely comfortable exploring music with you. I don't feel any sense of judgment, just a genuine curiosity to try and understand what's maybe going on behind the song for each person listening to it, the person creating it, whatever it is. I was thinking as I got in, I remembered when you got in the car, I was like, oh fuck, I remember there was a time where I was like desperately hoping you'd actually just do this with me full time. Do you remember? Like, I asked you and you had to like, like quietly say, this is kind of your thing. So yeah, I'm super grateful to you, man, like super grateful. And I had a sense that Gray would come up when we speak, and as you said, I love talking about Gray. Like, it's nice to talk about Gray with someone who fucking knows Gray very well. And
I've seen him a few times.
Yeah, and so, yeah, I feel like this. I feel that part of my journey is creating platforms for that kind of wisdom to be shared. You know, like you said, treating experience like it is a miracle, because it is. And it is. Sitting in this car with you today, like, it's fucking special. And going to lunch with you is going to be special. And all of those moments, being present in them and really fucking lapping them up, because we're so fortunate. And
so much time we really have.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been it's been great. I've loved it. Thank you, dude.
Yeah, good to see you too, man.
All right. Well, if you enjoyed the 3 heavy metal songs Matt brought into the car journey, Please do like and subscribe. And
Yeah.
see you for the next one.
Yeah.
Peace.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.